Well, I went ahead and finished it. The parts that were left to do was basically, like I said, the wet molding of it, reburnishing of the edges, and the final finish. It was pretty much done except for those steps. And those are pretty basic things, and a lot of people have their own personal way of doing it. So, you know, if you want to see how I do all my finishing, I've got it in other videos. So you can go back in my videos and see some more of that. But anyway, it's pretty much done. It just needs some more drying time. Now for my finishing steps, first thing I do, since all the work I did on the leather tends to dry it, is I put a thin layer of, let's see if I can get some light on that, neat's foot oil. The pure neat's foot oil, not some kind of a neat's foot concoction or neat's foot oil including this and that and the other. Just pure neat's foot oil as it comes out of a cow. Now the thing about neat's foot oil is it never dries. But what it will do is it'll absorb into the leather and restore the moisture in the leather that you lose when you're doing going all the way back, just doing the tooling, stamping on leather, because you got to wet it. And when it dries, it takes out some of the moisture out of the leather. Then when you dye it and it dries, that takes some of the moisture out of the leather. Molding it, same thing. More moisture out of the leather. You need to put that moisture back in. And the way to do that is with something that came out of a cow in the first place, which is pure neat's foot oil. It doesn't take much. A lot of people, they soak it. That's a mistake. What I do is I just put a little bit on a paper towel, wipe it on, and then wipe it off, and that's enough. Usually to last a lifetime. Unless, you know, the holster gets soaked, thrown in a pond, thrown in mud and rinsed off or something, then that should be it. That should be it for the rest of the holster's life. Well, because that's what the leather had in it to begin with. After that's soaked in for a while, I use tan coat as a protective layer. I also use it on the edges. Same thing. You apply it, usually I use a dauber, and then I'll wipe off the excess and then buff it. And basically that's where it's at right now. It still has to dry some, but you can see the shine that I'm getting off of it. And it is saddle tanned with the dark brown edges. And I'll just keep buffing it and letting it dry. And the drying can go on for a couple of days. So I'm going to let this sit and dry for a couple of days, and then off it goes. I'm going to do my thing with this thing and just sit like that and let it dry. Give that a couple of days, and then off it goes, and it's on to the next project. We'll see you then.